Hello everyone, we are Group 7 and the topic of our presentation is Innovation Audit Framework in the Fashion Industry. Now let us understand what is innovation first. Innovation is the creation, development and implementation of new product, process or service with the aim of improving efficiency, effectiveness or competitive advantage. Innovation in mathematical term can be said as the product of invention and commercialization. Here, invention means a unique or novel device, method, composition or a process. Whereas commercialization means a process of bringing a new product or service to the market. When both invention and commercialization takes place, invention is then said to happen. Now let us understand what is innovation audit and why is it done. So innovation audit is a way to understand how effective an organization is to managing its innovation. Individual employees are asked to anonymously give their opinions on different aspects of innovation management, such as the way their ideas are generated. It basically recognizes which part of the funnel are working and where more effort is needed. An innovation audit is a crucial step for an organization. It enables objective reflection and an analysis from a third-person view. Before executing programs to upgrade innovation capabilities that might not be well aligned with what is actually going on day-to-day basis. The purpose of an innovation audit is to understand the innovation process as it is, and to avoid initiating and executing expensive and potentially unhelpful innovation strategies and programs. Looking internally at how your organization is functioning in terms of innovation is one of the best ways to avoid wasting money and time. No one wants yet another change management fad with hazy goals that doesn't really achieve what it is set for. Now, I would like my friend Arpit to carry forward the presentation.
Thank you, Chiranjeev. Now we will look at the 3D framework of business innovation. The business innovation audit framework is basically made up of three axes, namely types of innovation, nature of innovation, and locus of innovation. The types of innovation were given by Joseph Schumpeter in 1934, and it can be easily explained using the innovation pyramid. The pyramid classifies the innovation in 9 different levels, starting from design and marketing to industry innovation. As we go down the pyramid, the level of difficulty to incorporate this innovation in the organization increases. First is the design and marketing innovation. It is all about creating a new user experience by creating new designs for the existing products. Second, product innovation is basically creating new product or improving the existing product for better user experience. In service innovation, one improves the service of the product that organization delivers. The fourth one is market and customer channel. In this, one tries to create a new market or new ways to reach the customer by creating a new channel. The fifth one is technology innovation. In this, companies try to implement new technologies for manufacturing or delivering their products. The next one is process innovation. In process innovation, companies usually invest in creating a new process to increase their efficiency. Next one is management innovation. In management innovation, companies usually try to adopt the innovative culture and introduce new and broader concepts to handle various processes in the organization. Now, the business model innovation, companies try to implement new innovative models to create new businesses. The last is industry innovation. In industry innovation, companies think about the future and create a new industry segment in the market. The best example for this is Jio, which started as a mere idea and now has changed the internet penetration in India. Now coming to the nature of innovation. The nature of innovation was coined by Clayton Christensen, who was an academician at Harvard Business School. The innovations are divided into 3 types in nature of innovation. The first is disruptive innovation. A disruptive innovation is an innovation that creates a new market and eventually disrupts an existing market, displacing established marketing leading firms, products, and alliances. It requires a lot of capital and in turn generates a lot of jobs. Now coming to sustainable innovation. In it, we are basically making good products better. Thus, it is not much capital intensive and does not generate much jobs. The last is efficiency innovation. In it, we basically are making more from less, thus employing a lot less capital and generating higher returns. The third axis depicts the locus of innovation. The locus of innovation is given by the Harvard professor Rosbeth Mox. He has divided the locus into 4 parts. The first is small teams. So whenever any innovation originates from a small group of people, then the locus of innovation is said to be small teams. Next is project. Project innovation is when within a company, a small team is designated to work on a certain project. Project innovation also brings constraints like capital crunch and short deadlines with it. Next is organization innovation. So whenever an organization takes steps to improve their efficiency or productivity, the locus is said to be organization. Final locus is business ecosystem. Any innovation that leads to disruption of whole ecosystem is called the business ecosystem. Now, my friend.
Throughout the history of fashion, many inventions have gone through a successful innovation process and were widely marketed thanks to the good functionality and ability to create value. Fashion brands, for their part, strive for innovation, differentiation, and appeal. This is because the fashion business is essentially a forward-thinking sector, and one of the core characteristics of the fashion brands is innovation, which has been an essential aspect of fashion business for centuries. The 20th century witnessed significant changes in society and technology that modernized everyday life and had a significant effect on fashion world as well. Fashion is not all about style and continuous style change. The new game is about more efficiency and innovation. Fashion is about technology management and design intelligence, which uses technology as an important element for customer benefits. One of the major aspects of this technology is virtual and augmented reality. Combining the physical and online world of retail has been one of the virtual reality's most exciting applications. This is certainly true in the fashion industry. One widespread use of VR is enabling customers to virtually try on outfits. This gives greater accuracy thanks to customized measurement functionality and also employs augmented reality technology. It also means that customer might be more likely to buy a product that they feel that they are tried on. One other aspect of this technology is mobile commerce. Mobile technology is getting more advanced every day, from Insta shopping to smart wallets. Mobile commerce is the ultimate tech tool. It has not only impacted their everyday lives, but it has become one of the fastest growing sectors in e-commerce. Insider Intelligence forecasts that mobile commerce will reach $284 billion or 45% of US e-commerce market by 2021. One technology that's booming right now is 3D printing. Since the advent of 3D printers, many brands, both big and small, have been looking into possibilities it holds for on-demand production. This will create new avenues for customization, sustainability, and creativity. Despite the fact it takes many hours to create, it results in less waste and proves far less labor intensive than other types of manufacturing. Indeed, printing garments on demand reduces fabric waste by about 35%. This minimal waste approach could provide valuable insights on how to reshape the current state of factories and align them with more sustainable and social environmental focus.
Let us talk about the first dimension of innovation, product innovation. Innovation in fashion industry is about creating new processes and new ways of doing things that may not be obvious to the customers. Let us look at a few of the new product innovations in fashion industry. Orange Fiber. This Italian company manufactures natural fabrics from citrus byproducts. Orange fiber is made by extracting the cellulose of orange that are discarded from the industrial pressing and processing of oranges. The fabric, created through nanotechnology techniques, results in a unique and sustainable fiber. Alginate. It produces textile fibers extruded from kelp, a variety of seaweed. The extrusion process turns the biopolymer mixture into a kelp-based thread that can be knitted or 3D printed to minimize waste. The biodegradable knitwear can be dyed with natural pigments in a closed-loop cycle. BioGlitz. This company produces the world's first biodegradable glitter. It is based on a unique biodegradable formula made from eucalyptus tree extract. This eco glitter is fully biodegradable, compostable, and allows for a sustainable consumption of glitter without any environmental damage. And every year, many more such new innovations are being made. Coming on to the second dimension of innovation, which is innovations in business operations. The fashion industry has not changed in the past 25 years, with two major exceptions, online commerce and last mile logistics. But fashion's business model is broken. Real systematic change will not happen if investors and businesses continue focusing on incremental innovation in the last mile. These potential business operation innovations can change the fashion industry forever. No inventory. Manufacturers wouldn't hold worthless out-of-season inventory as a result of no inventory. They would be able to pause their factories in an instant, restart it within days, and shift their manufacturing to a current product mix. Retailers would no longer make purchasing decisions 6 months before they need the inventory, minimizing bad inventory exposure. Conservatives estimate that 30% of all the products manufactured every year are not sold and end up in landfills or are incinerated. With no inventory, fashion would be far more sustainable. A distributed, transparent, networked supply chain. Distributed manufacturing means it only exists where it is wanted and enables supply chain resilience by diversifying geographic risk, providing real-time access to customers in a wide range of markets, reducing transportation impact, and creating local manufacturing jobs. It will also make it possible to measure the environmental impact of a single garment and hold businesses accountable for the sustainability claims. A return to the creation-driven industry. The fashion industry is an art, not science. Too much investment in fashion tech has been focused on the areas of magic performed by talented humans, design, experience, and excitement, rather than on the area of value chain infrastructure. This shift will provide more opportunities for brand retailers, designers, workers, communities, and ensure their development. Now, further, the present.
Now I'm going to walk you through the innovation audit of several companies in fashion industries. The three companies which we've chosen for innovation audit are Zara, Burberry, and Void Studios. First up is Zara. Zara is a Spanish clothes and accessories brand, which is the flagship brand of Inditex Group. The brand's presence has spread to various countries, and today Zara has become widely acclaimed to keep up with street fashion with changing times. Zara is even more famous for perfecting the art of fast fashion. Zara takes just 2 weeks to develop a new product and another 2 weeks to get the products to the store shelf. This is compared to the 6-month industry average. Zara offers considerably more products than similar companies. It produces more than 10,000 distinct items annually compared with 2,000 to 4,000 items produced by its competitors. They want to create waves and be ahead of the wave. If a design doesn't sell well within a week, it is withdrawn from the shops, further orders are cancelled, and a new model is pursued. Since the company is continuously striving to improve existing products, it creates sustaining innovation. Shortening the product life cycle meant greater success in meeting consumer preferences. Every day, store managers report customer feedback information to headquarters. It is then transmitted to a large team of in-house designers. They quickly develop new designs and send them to factories to be turned into clothes. They have an innovative manufacturing process which allows them to be quick in responding and sending clothes to their shops. And they also do some redesigning at that time. Zara's process innovation makes this company fast and market responsive. Zara's factories can quickly increase and decrease production rates, so there is less inventory in supply chain and less need to finance that inventory with working capital. Zara is characterized by in-house capabilities, low-cost production, supply chain optimization, and effective feedback loops, which act as locus of innovation, making it an organization innovation. The next company which we're going to talk about is Burberry. Burberry is a British luxury fashion house headquartered in London, England. It currently designs and distributes ready-to-wear, including trench coats, leather goods, footwear, fashion accessories, eyewear, fragrances, and cosmetics. Burberry may be a heritage brand, but it never was happy to rest on its laurels. Unlike many other established brands, Burberry has always been out in front when it comes to digital innovation. Since 2006, the company has shifted its mindset to incorporate social media, AI, big data, and more into its strategy. Burberry understands that its customers are visually driven. Hence, the company is focused on displaying highly curated product assortments, crafting personalized stories, and editorializing their website to enhance consumer segment. The company has also improved its omni-channel experience to allow customers flexibility over payment and delivery options, allowing them to switch seamlessly between physical and digital. These strategies have helped streamline their product and simplify buying experience for people, positioning its innovation as efficiency innovation. Burberry was able to create an outstanding online consumer experience, both through social media and its website. Its social media experience, which has seen consistent and well throughout content, has allowed the brand to develop a strong community following and relaunch brand awareness and popularity amongst younger consumers. Burberry has adopted a see now, buy now format for its runaway shows, with some products available to buy immediately after the ramp walk show. Its approach to engaging consumers via digital has been well adapted to its chosen target audience. It embraces digital transformation on the inside to drive more aligned global processes, thus improving brand uniformity. In the past decade, Burberry has seen sales skyrocket and has emerged as a true beloved luxury brand and a recognized digital fashion leader. Burberry has also been a first mover in many other new digital channels. It was the first luxury brand to experiment with personalized experiences on Pinterest and first brand to use a Snapchat snap code. The personalized services curated based on latest trends and interests of the company has helped the company carve a niche segment and increase its consumer base through service innovation. Burberry's use of technology didn't just stop online. It also made an effort to use digital to enhance the physical experience, with its flagship store in London laid out to mimic the online website experience, and RFID tags on some of its products, which gave access to interactive digital content. On the back, Burberry developed a global ERP program to align internal process and leverage global data. As a global company with more than 10,000 employees across 33 countries, creating shared purpose and unifying around values and behaviors of employees was found vital to the success delivery of company's strategy. The focus on building capacity and driving engagement among the internal teams made the innovation possible at Burberry and establishing innovative practices, paving way to locus of innovation at organization. Next company is Void Studios. Unlike previous companies, Void Studios is not a fashion retailer. Yet, with its technological advancements and implementations, it has created ripple effects and disrupted the luxury fashion industry. Void Studios is a fashion designing company based out of Berlin, which, unlike other companies, has adopted 3D printing and additive manufacturing using a wide range of metals and non-metals to produce jewelry and garments, unprecedented in shape, structure, and texture. Void Studios is currently the only high-end 3D printing company entirely focused on luxury fashion industry. It offers a full service, including consulting on material, finishing, and technology suitability, as well as design, development, prototyping, manufacturing, and finishing. The company has collaborated with several luxury fashion brands and designers to produce cheaper and sustainable products. Additive manufacturing allows for a high level of customization, which is harder to achieve with traditional design methods. There are a plethora of advantages with 3D printing, such as lighter weight products, multi-material products, ergonomic products, lower tool investment costs, and a combination of different manufacturing process and more suitable manufacturing process, which make it highly differentiated from the rest of the fashion designers. The adoption of 3D technology opens a world full of creative possibilities by providing solutions to design complexities. Hence, the company has leveraged its technological expertise and utilized it to disrupt the fashion industry. 3D printing is the main manufacturing technology company uses. However, the finishing of products involves a lot of precise manual work and traditional skilled craftsmanship, a collaborative approach that they believe would push forward the applications of digital manufacturing in the future. The company has used this capability of it to work with many luxurious brands and collaborate with a network of stakeholders such as distributors, fashion developers, and consumers as well to produce state-of-art fashion garments and jewelries. Void Studios has been able to create a synergy between luxury and progression through future aesthetics. The collaboration of craftsmanship and technology has helped to innovate fashion and take it closer to consumers, and thereby facilitating the innovation to happen in the business ecosystem containing network of suppliers, designers, consumers, and retail brands.
Thank you, Anand. Now, some of the conclusions from our presentation are: today, there's a growing interest in the managerial and policy implications of innovation and entrepreneurship. This is a natural result of the shift towards a knowledge-based economy in the era of globalization. In the fashion industry, innovation is a constant and practically limitless cycle. The accentuation ought to be on the need of development as a device of seriousness for a fashion business. We can also say that the high-performing and competitive firms require a high level of innovation and entrepreneurship in industries which necessitates high level of creativeness such as fashion. There's also a positive relationship between the entrepreneurship and innovation. Entrepreneurship improves the firm's performance, and entrepreneurship along with creative edge leads to competitive advantage. The principal success of a new fashion product will be determined through its adoption by a majority of consumers in a market. This mass acceptance of a new fashion is often initiated and accelerated by the fashion leadership, which commonly involves two major dimensions, namely fashion innovativeness and fashion opinion leadership. Future trends for the fashion industry will include evoking potential benefits of smart clothing from technological, human, and competition perspectives. Development of design technologies for smart clothing, establishing significantly different design processes, and providing concrete examples. Now, some of the suggestions for the companies discussed before are: Zara. Zara has to go further down the innovation pyramid and incorporate business model innovation to bring about a change in basic business model and go beyond its highly innovative process and garner maximum value from all the geographical locations of business. Zara can also look to increase their reach in the fast-growing market, including India and Malaysia, as the number of stores in these countries is very low as compared to USA, UK, China, and Russia, etc. India is an attractive market for fashion brands where expanding Zara's retail presence would be profitable. Compared to its rivals, Zara has been less aggressive about marketing and promotion. Instead of trying to push sales by advertising heavily, it tried to pull customers by responding to their taste and needs. In this way, Zara created strong recognition without marketing. However, this has also led to high competitive pressure, not just for Zara, but for the entire Inditex group. In the coming years, if the pressure continues, Zara might be forced to invest in marketing to drive sales and to expand its customer base. Now, second is Burberry. Burberry can try to decrease the price range from the premium price range. Although pricing suggests quality and desirability, but high price range has made it reachable within the pocket of only few customers. The youngest population who aspire to lead the lifestyle can't afford for high priced products. They also have very limited product lines as it consists of apparel, beauty products and accessories, which in itself is limited in the luxury and fashion segment, whereas many other companies have broadened their product lines to home decor, furniture, personal grooming and segments. Third is VOJD Studio. VOJD Studio's technological disruption is just getting started, and in the long run, the company needs to build some strong alliances and increase its scope of technological expertise to sustain its first mover advantage and stand as market leader of innovative designs in the forthcoming industry innovation. VOJD Studio can also look to increase their reach by collaborating with more brands and increase their presence in the international markets.